What's going on YouTube? This your boy Jamelio7 with Sinister 7 Gaming, and this is my 1 week review of the new PlayStation DualSense Edge controller and how it's different from the stock PlayStation controller and my always reliable self-made DIY modded controller. Did it myself. It's never failed me, but it may be time to move on to greener pastures. So in this video, I'm not gonna keep you too long, but I just wanna kind of go over my thoughts, what I thought about other reviews, my own experiences with the controller, and just kind of the cons and pros about the different price points and whatnot. And is it, all around worth it for you? So sit back, grab some popcorn, let's get it.
All right, so first of all, we're gonna start off with the DualSense Edge, since that's what most people clicked on the video to see. And I kind of wanted to talk about the design, and I know you probably looked at a whole lot of different videos so far, and everybody was talking about, they talk about the etching and the buttons, and then the touchpad, and how you have the customizable paddles and the customizable triggers and stuff like that, and the function buttons. All that's great. All that's really great. The biggest thing that I've noticed is I feel virtually no different in my hand. That was the biggest thing. It was just virtually no different. You do also know about the removable modules for each thumbstick in case you get stick drift. You can adjust the height. There are different sizes for the different caps and whatnot. Hopefully, in the future, one minor gripe I have is I don't like the plasticky build of it. I don't really like that plastic. I kind of want something more like how I have my own do-it-yourself. I have like the magnetic metal triggers, so that way you don't really have to worry about anything coming loose or anything like that. So I like that. And also the Xbox Elite controller has the magnetic attachable thumbsticks and whatnot. I would have liked it to be a little bit more modular, like being able to change out the buttons or change out the D-pad or something like that. But to say this is a controller that you can take into a tournament, you can go to any event, and it's licensed by Sony, so you're no longer considered cheating or have an unfair advantage or anything like that, like with a Scuff or a C40 or Evo controller or anything like that. I think that's pretty dope, and it gives you the buttons that you need. I've heard mixed reviews about the paddles that you get versus the I don't even know what you call these. But I love these more because when you're gaming, your hands tend to sit here or in this area here, and a lot of times it's actually done a button presses with the paddles, and I just noticed for anything, and that's kind of why I went with the setup that I did on the back of the controller I did myself. It's just a natural feel. Battery life with all the new hardware inside, I heard mixed reviews as far as the battery life is pretty much like an hour or two longer. I've heard that it's an hour or two shorter. In my personal experience, it feels about the same. And mostly that is because if my longest gaming stint, like if I sit down and I'm gaming with my controller, I probably spend maybe 10 to 12 hours a day gaming. And a lot of that time it may be plugged up, especially with this one, since it's made to for the pros and to reduce latency. You're gonna plug up the lock that comes with it on the USB Type-C, and that's pretty much how mine is locked, unless I need to detach and walk around the house or my headset die, which that almost never happens. So it's always connected. Another thing that was pretty cool is the software. Now I'll show you a little bit about the software. So now, as you can see, they're gonna lock. I got it plugged up, and if we look at the software, as you can see, we have custom profiles. I have a profile set up, nothing real major. If you look at the profile, you can set up the dead zone, you can set up the sensitivity curve, you can set up what the two back triggers do as well. If you go into create a custom profile, you'll be able to create another profile.
okay. Like I said, you just basically set up the customizable buttons. I feel I've been a beta tester for PlayStation for a while, so this little feature has always been here, but now that we have the back buttons and we can do different things, they added that functionality. And I feel like they were always kind of building up to their own controller. They just were trying to figure out the best way to implement it. So, like I said, you can decide on what the left and the right stick does. You can do the adjustments of the dead zone and whatnot. You can also set up the trigger stops. Like right now, I got the sensitivity. I got the trigger stops already set up to at the mid level. You can go, but you can take it a step further to cut it off electronically and make it even more sensitive or less sensitive. You have your vibration. I always go weak with my vibrations. I like to feel a little tremble, but not really too much. You have the trigger effect, the sensitivity as well. So, and that's pretty much the software. It's kind of like a bare bones. You have the menu to let you know when you're switching between the functions, and then you have the function menu itself. It'll display all the functions, basically an off and on toggle. But let's talk about the key differences between this controller and a stock controller and a modded controller. So all in all, there are very few differences between the three controllers. You have the stock controller on the left, which is the blue one. You have my own custom modded controller, which is the black one. Then you have the DualSense Edge, which is the white one. The modded controller and the DualSense Edge both have removable triggers, have the trigger stops, have the back paddles and stuff like that. And I noticed virtually no real difference. This back portion of my own do-it-yourself modded controller was about $60, and magnetic thumbstick caps, that was another $20, so about $80 of mods on a $60 controller. It ends up being about $140, whereas the DualSense Edge itself is $200. Is it worth the $200? I would say so, but like I'm heavy into different types of games, so having the ability to be able to switch on the fly is really dope as far as like just pressing the function button, and it's already built into the software of the console itself, as opposed to like having to hold a button, remap each thing individually. There's no profiles or anything like that. So I think it's worth it that if you have that $200 and you're really into gaming, and then you do a lot of different games that require you to do a lot of different tasks, I think that yes, it is very much worth it. And yes, I think every gamer should have one if you can. But everybody's financial situation is a little different. But if you can get it, it's probably going to be going on sale, not anytime soon, but when it does, you can probably catch on some kind of sale or something like that. They may do a lot of different things. I don't anticipate that happening no time soon, because it's kind of like the new it thing for PlayStation 5 owners. But that it'll be definitely something to look forward to having. Do you need it? Is it something you need? No, I would say no. You don't need a modded controller. You don't need a custom pro controller to game. You can go with this regular DualSense controller, and you can still get high scores, and you can still be competitive, and you can still do some elite level gaming. The controller doesn't make the player, but would I recommend it? Yes, I would really recommend it to anybody who's in the market for getting a new controller, anybody who wants to take their gaming to the next level with all the different customizations that they have. But yeah, this Jamelio 7, and this is like my week later review. I want to come back in maybe like a month or two, maybe 3 months, and let you know how did it hold up. Did I have to, because I bought a new additional module as well. So I want to know, I want to let you guys know if I had to swap out that module or whatever. But into the next one, this is your boy Jamelio, and peace.